Hey, hi, I'm Vipul Jain, founder and CEO of Degpeg.
That you have to get your hands dirty. You can't do a startup with a corporate mindset.
When people tell me that I can't do something, I will do whatever it takes to prove them wrong.
लाइफ में ना दो तरह से कॉम्पनसेट होते हो आप वन इज योर अर्निंग एंड वन इज योर लर्निंग
Fundamental each has always been खुद करो.
I'm your host, Akshay Dutt, and you're listening to Spotlight, a podcast in which I speak to disruptive startup founders. Live streaming commerce is nothing new. If you're from that era that used to watch cable TV before we all switched to streaming apps, then you would remember channels like Home Shopping, Naptol, in which there would be a professionally shot video of a bunch of folks selling a product with testimonials and a real sense of urgency. China has been the pioneer in the digital avatar of this, where you can watch influencers selling products and order them within the app itself. And in fact, this is estimated to hit $100 billion market size in China by next year. And Vipul saw these global trends and decided to build a Shopify-like platform to empower brands who want to use live streaming commerce technologies. So Degpeg is a SaaS plug-and-play solution for a brand that wants to live stream to multiple platforms to drive brand awareness, consumer engagement, and even sales. Vipul himself is a serial entrepreneur and a seasoned marketeer. Here's Vipul talking about his journey into entrepreneurship.
We were a group of people, a group of friends, and that's when we start thinking about an idea of which exactly the first co-founded company or the founded company from my side was Bitstock. So Bitstock was a company which I founded along with my three other friends, Vaibhav Gupta, Rishi Agrawal, and Gunam Kulapati. So we four started Bitstock in Singapore. It was a mobile advertising platform. We were in compete with InMobi kind of companies, and so we created that company. And in 3 years, I think so. And again, come from a heavy digital marketing background, I know how exactly to take anything and everything. I have a hands-on experience, so that's and that to a time when people are not having that kind of hands-on experience. So we had an upper hand in comparison to any other guy, and we ran that company for close to 3 years. And got acquired by Uplift.
Did you self-fund it? Did you raise funds?
We raised funds. We raised funds from Chinese investors, but yeah, it was quite a short instant because we were quite good in revenue, and it was quite a short instant. We ran that company close to 2.5 to 3 years. 2013, that's when we started. 2016, that's when we sold off.
What is the business model? Because, till date, I'm not even clear. InMobi, Q Unicorn, what is their business model?
Okay, so Google acquired a company called AdMob, okay, which is Google's company now. So AdMob and what is the difference between Google? Okay, now everything is merged together, but still AdMob is still a separate vertical. So we were in the business, or InMobi is in the business of selling mobile or web inventory. In fact, primarily mobile inventory. So जैसे आपके ads आते हैं ना, means games हो गया, utility apps हो गई, okay, even e-commerce stores हो गए, even taxi aggregator apps हो गई, या फिर कहते हैं travel portals हो गए. Wherever you are finding those ads comes means, and you can even see that ad के ऊपर एक corner में लिखा होता है, just corner में if you see ads by Google, ads by InMobi ऐसे करके लिखा होता है. तो जो एड्स बाय गूगल है, मतलब वो गूगल के थ्रू पुश करा गया एड है. ओके, तो ये इन्वेंट्रीज होती हैं. ओके, एंड सो अब नाउ सपोज कर लीजिए कि एज एन एडवर्टाइजर, ओके, यू हैव टू गो एंड टॉक टू lakhs of publishers, hundreds of thousands of publishers worldwide, which you cannot able to talk to them. और अगर आप बात भी कर लेते हैं, पहले तो मतलब इम्पॉसिबल है. Okay, and in case अगर आप बात भी कर लेते हैं, okay, then you need a unified system, okay, so that I can see कि कितना impression है, कितना clicks है, कितना views है, कितना conversion है. Okay, you need a platform which can do anything and everything for you. Okay, and that's what we created. That's what it is, mobile advertising platform. Okay, that you have created a dashboard where an advertiser will come. Okay, they will upload the campaign. When I'm saying upload the campaign, इसका मतलब कि आपके बैनर्स, हाँ बैनर इमेजेस, इस पे क्लिक करके कौन से पेज पे जाएगा. ओके, वो सारी की सारी चीजें आपने उसमें डिफाइन कर दी. टारगेट ऑडियंस, रीटारगेटिंग, डिवाइस आईडीज एंड ऑल दैट थिंग. और वो सब करने के बाद यू कैन सेलेक्ट पब्लिशर्स. तो मैंने सेलेक्ट कर लिया, जैसे डेली हंट है फॉर एग्जांपल, इन शॉर्ट है. ओके, ऐसे करके मैंने ट्रू कॉलर है. ओके, ऐसे करके मैंने पब्लिशर सेलेक्ट करे. ओके, एंड जोग्राफी सेलेक्ट करी कि इंडिया में मेरे को कैंपेन चलाना है, कि नॉर्थ अमेरिका में, कि यूरोप में, कि कहते हैं मिडिल ईस्ट में, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया में, इवन कंट्री टू कंट्री एंड ऑल दैट. वो सारा सेट करके एक बार मैंने लाइव कर दिया, फंड अपलोड करे, गो लाइव किया. देन दिस एड विल स्टार्ट सर्विंग ऑन दीज inventory. Yes, and then you start getting the traffic. So that's a very simple way to explain that.
How do you know demographics? Like, how do you know कि ये ad किसको सर्व हो रहा है? वो प्लेटफॉर्म आपको देता है इन्फॉर्मेशन?
SDKs होते हैं. ओके, तो जैसे हमारे SDK थे. ओके, तो वी वर गिविंग लाइक हर बंदे का SDK, एडमॉब का खुद का SDK है. ओके, इनमोबी का खुद का SDK है. दे टिपिकली गिव दिस SDKs to the publishers, which they install in their app. Okay, and that's how we are getting all the information which publisher is allowing us to see. Okay, this is something which publishers controls the thing. Okay, they say, okay, you can see the age group of my people, you can see the demographic, whatever they will going to give us the information, we will going to have that information, and based on that information we will going to create a middle layer. Okay, which will going to give an information to the advertiser, and that too across the globe. Okay, so for example, if a person, suppose Amazon US wants to run a campaign in Amazon US wants to run a campaign in India. Okay, so all that information is going to be available to the Amazon US marketing team. Okay, and then they can say, okay, ये demographic है, ये user data है, and all that thing, and based on that they will start a campaign in itself.
And this happens through a bidding, like there could be multiple people targeting that same demographic.
So that's a thing where it's exactly purely a Google style. Okay, that you need to bid on that, and it happens. And this happens in seconds. It is that fast that suppose आपने ऐसे just to understand this. Suppose आपने ₹1 का bidding लगाया. Okay, another guy will come in just next second and say ₹1 or ₹1.5 का 1.5 रुपए का लगाया, तो you are going to be outbid. And that guy's ad starts serving. Then the third guy will come and say, okay, I'll make it ₹2. Okay, so you really need to work on those things if you really need a good inventory, good placements, and things like that.
And these bids would be like defined by advertisers के इस amount तक bid कर लो and stuff like that.
It's a complete before going live, they typically say, okay, मेरा average daily spend इतना है, मेरा weekly spend इतना है, मेरा monthly spend इतना है. So based on that, we does the calculation. So अगर वो बोलता है कि एक दिन में $100 स्पेंड करने हैं या $10 स्पेंड करने हैं, and based on that we does the calculation and build the bid on top of it. और पर हर बिड का जो है CPM कॉस्ट जो है वो इतना होना चाहिए.
Could it happen that जैसे Make My Trip का एक इन्वेंट्री में you are also an option and InMobi is also an option, or are these exclusive?
इसमें क्या होता है कि इसमें दो तीन अलग अलग फंडे होते हैं. पहला एक ही होता है कि देयर आर लॉट ऑफ गाइज हु आर सेलिंग डायरेक्ट इन्वेंटरी. ओके, सो से फॉर एग्जांपल लॉट ऑफ गुड बिग पब्लिशर्स, दे टिपिकली, तो उसमें 2-3 तरह की इन्वेंटरीज होती हैं. वन इज अ प्रीमियम काइंड, आई एम जस्ट लाइक दिस इज नॉट द टेक्निकल टर्म, बट या आई एम जस्ट सेइंग. सो एक तो वो प्रीमियम इन्वेंटरी वेयर यू विल गेट अ लॉट ऑफ विजिबिलिटी, वेरी गुड ट्रैफिक, people will click. Okay, because ad सर्व हो जाने के बाद उस पर क्लिक होना भी important है. तो मतलब आपने देख लिया ad, it will not going to suffice the purpose for the advertiser. They want कि you should click and you should land on their site or app or wherever they want. तो वहाँ पे premium inventory in general companies sell on its own. Okay, they don't primarily give it to the third parties. Okay, और एक होती है remanent inventory. Remanent inventory is typically the inventory which is not nobody is interested. So what they does, they plug in the remanent inventory with this SDKs. Okay, and give it to these platforms. इन्हें DSP बोलते हैं typically, demand side platforms. So ये लोग क्या करते हैं, remanent inventory को DSP से connect कर देते हैं. Okay, and DSPs and these are cheaper. These are not expensive ones, okay, because this is not non-premium inventory. एंड ये जो इन्वेंट्री है ये डीएसपी से यू कैन बाय समटाइम्स. इसमें एक कॉन्सेप्ट और होता है, फिल रेट बोलते हैं उसको. ओके, तो फिल रेट क्या होता है कि किसी पब्लिशर का फिल रेट जो है, जो बहुत अच्छे पब्लिशर्स होते हैं उनका फिल रेट होता है 80%, 90%. मतलब कि मेरी पूरी इन्वेंट्री 90% बुकड है. ओके, तो जो अच्छे पब्लिशर्स होते हैं उनकी फिल रेट बहुत हाई होता है, एंड जो बेकार पब्लिशर्स होते हैं उनके फिल रेट बहुत कम होता है. ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट एंड हाउ द फिल रेट डिफाइंस इज दैट आपका मीन्स लाइक नो यूजर इज लाइक, अगर आपका यूजर बॉट है फॉर एग्जांपल, ओके, तो क्लिक नहीं करेगा, वो जस्ट इंप्रेशन सर्व होगा बट क्लिक नहीं होगा. ओके, तो वहां पे क्या होता है कि वो जो क्वालिटी ऑफ पब्लिशर, ओके, प्लेज अ रोल इन डूइंग द फिल रेट कॉन्सेप्ट. तो ये 3-4 पैरामीटर्स हैं. ओके, वेल एग्जैक्टली, और ये सब सेकंड्स में काम होता है. ओके, इसका पावर ये है कि that you whatever you I'm talking about right now, it works in seconds. Okay, and at a global level. Okay, so means मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि हम लोग 40 billion request per second process करते थे. Okay, it is that heavy as a traffic. Okay, अब इसमें फिर formatting आती है. ओके, तो ये तो ट्रैफिक रहा. अब इसमें ट्रैफिक, इमेज का ट्रैफिक अलग होता है, वीडियो का अलग होता है, नेटिव का अलग होता है. ओके, तो एड फॉर्मेट्स प्लेज अ क्रिटिकल रोल. So it's a pure trade desk business.
Is business में challenge क्या है? Is it about aggregating supply, like tying up with a lot of publishers, or is it about aggregating demand, like tying up with a lot of advertisers?
इसमें actually challenges are everywhere. Okay, first for example, of course, दोनों साइड तो but obvious है कि you should have a good publishers and you should have a good advertisers. Okay, ये तो means by default challenge है. Second, इसमें technology investment बहुत heavy है. Okay, because you really need a very niche skill set who can actually build this kind of a product. Okay, it's a very niche skill set, and it's a heavy server based business. Okay, इसमें जो consumption होता है ना हमारे servers का बहुत heavy burnt होता है. तो ये these are the various challenges which exist in this particular business in itself. Okay, and okay, you need to bring a regular demand. You need to have a regular means. जैसे मैं आपको बताता हूँ, during like festive times, okay, you will find every advertiser wants to advertise on every inventory. Okay, vis-a-vis on the gloomy days, okay, hardly like 4-5 advertisers wants to burn money on selected publishers. So during that time, okay, you have a very less demand, you have a huge supply, okay, and so you need to fulfill that. Okay, so these are the various challenges onto it.
I believe they say in e-commerce, supply drives demand. मतलब आपकी supply, मतलब if you have variety तो demand भी उससे generate हो जाती है. तो इसमें क्या है, like is supply more important or demand more important?
See, again, like it's always a business of demand and supply. Okay, पहले in fact I'll say supply is the critical part. Okay, because ये ऐसा है कि अगर मेरे पास अच्छी supply नहीं होगी तो एडवर्टाइजर भी नहीं आएगा, या फिर मैं कुछ एक्सक्लूसिव पार्टनरशिप करूं. ओके, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट ट्रू कॉलर के मैंने कोई एक्सक्लूसिव करा, तो देन द पीपल हु वांट्स टू एडवर्टाइज ऑन ट्रू कॉलर विल कम टू मी डायरेक्टली. यू नीड टू रियली वर्क ऑन योर सप्लाईज. ओके, इनफैक्ट वी आर द ओनली कंपनी इन द वर्ल्ड, ओके, दैट वी वर इंटीग्रेटेड विद मोर देन 30+ SSPs. ओके, तो सप्लाई साइड में, पब्लिशर साइड में एक SSPs होता है, ओके, कॉल्ड सप्लाई साइड प्लेटफॉर्म. तो वहां पे क्या है कि जैसे अगर हमारे पास सप्लाई नहीं है तो हम क्या कर लेंगे, हम सब लोगों से कनेक्ट हो जाएंगे. जैसे गूगल भी सप्लाई देता है अपनी, एडमॉब भी सप्लाई देता है, फेसबुक का FMX है कॉल्ड फेसबुक मोबाइल एक्सचेंज. ओके, बहुत हैं, देयर आर टन्स ऑफ इट. ओके, ट्विटर का है मोपअप, ओके, जो सप्लाई देता है. दीज आर द वर्ल्ड्स बिगेस्ट SSPs and we are integrating with them. Okay, so that we can have a quality supply. Okay, अब मेरे पास जब क्वालिटी सप्लाई होगा, okay, then the advertisers knows that I am going to give them the traffic, and on the traffic they can get a better conversions in it.
Advertisers need to decide the platforms, or can they just decide the demographic? Can they, for example, say, I want to advertise to women between ages of 25 to 50 in North India, and बाकी platforms आप अपने आप देख लो. Like, does that happen, or do they have to also decide Indian publishers में advertise करना है?
Again, like जितना information publisher allow करेगा, based on that we will going to give that information in front of advertiser. Okay, and based on that targeting will going to happen. Okay, so suppose publisher ने बोला है कि नहीं यार आप तो सिर्फ ट्रैफिक ला दो, okay, and तो publisher ने define किया है कि देखिए okay आप e-commerce campaign चला सकते हैं, health care चला सकते हैं, okay, for example, okay, and so publisher defined that, that's it. They have not defined anything else than that. This is where exactly, as I said, like publisher allows us what kind of a sort of a data. There are publishers who gives us okay anything and everything. मेरा टीजी इतना है, मेरा मेरा डे पार्टिंग होता है जैसे, okay, डे पार्टिंग means like if you run a campaign between 12 to 2, I have a huge traffic. If you're going to run a campaign between 8 to 9, I do not have a much traffic. Okay, so this is called day parting. Okay, बहुत सारे ऐसे parameters होते हैं, तो that's information which exactly a publisher gives us. And even publishers, जो बड़े publishers हैं वो तो आजकल SDKs भी नहीं लेते हैं. They are doing an open API integration. तो वो लोग open API integrations करते हैं. Okay, so that they can control what information they want to pass or what information they doesn't want to pass. So very interesting business and very fast moving business.
इसमें advertisers pay for every ad that is served or every ad which gets a click?
So here is a model in this case is a CPM and CPC only. Okay, अगर आपको परफॉर्मेंस बिजनेस में जाना है, okay, तो जो बाइंग मोड होते हैं सिर्फ दो ही होते हैं, CPM एंड CPC, कॉस्ट पर इम्प्रेशन एंड कॉस्ट पर क्लिक. सो बाइंग मेथोडोलॉजी दो ही होती है. सो लॉट ऑफ एडवर्टाइजर्स, तो जो अच्छे पब्लिशर्स होते हैं वो CPC पे भी काम नहीं करते हैं. वो बिकॉज दे आर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट देयर इन्वेंटरी, दे नो इट्स नॉट अ बॉट ट्रैफिक, ओके, इट्स नॉट अ फ्रॉड ट्रैफिक, ओके. तो दे टिपिकली गो कि नहीं हम CPM पे ही करेंगे. ओके, वीडियो में जो इन्वेंटरी होती है तो हैवी बाइंग होती है उनकी, तो कहते हैं वो लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं वी विल नॉट गोना गिव यू ऑन CPC, वी विल गिव यू ऑन CPM.
So how did you aggregate supply in this case? Was it largely through integrating with platforms, or did you also do outreach and talk to publishers?
In our case, we were actually pretty sorted in because we were connected to supplies. Okay, we have connected to supplies. अगर ऐसा था कि if any supplier doesn't along with us and they are doing a very exclusive partnership, then we can typically reach out to them. Okay, because we were participating in all global events. We were like 3 times we went to, means myself only 3, 4, 5 times I went to Mobile World Congress as an exhibitor. So I was an exhibitor in Mobile World Congress. I was an exhibitor in AdTech Singapore, AdTech New York, and DMaxico, Germany. Okay, these are the various events where we exactly exhibited, and we had a fantastic connect with the publishers, direct publishers, who were saying that if you do have a good demand, I can integrate with you.
Right.
So there are certain exclusive partnerships other than SSP integrations which we did.
And how did you generate demand?
So again, demand is also coming. As I said, like so क्या होता है कि when you does in partnership with these SSPs gives you tons of demand. Okay, suppose so what happens? Every advertiser will go to these SSPs. Okay, like we have, and these SSPs then redirect to DSPs where they are connected. Okay, so जैसे for example again I'm taking a Truecaller example. Okay, so if somebody goes to Truecaller will push to Bitstock. He said, hey, I'm selling my inventory to Bitstock. Okay, and then the demand comes to this. That is the first idea. Second, that is the first way to create a demand. The second way to create a demand is to have a partnership with all the ad and media agencies worldwide. So these are the agencies with whom we have tied it up. Okay, Media Math was there, Coolpam was okay, and they are also giving us a lot of supplies in itself. Demand, not supply. Sorry, demand side of it. And the third is, of course, we are running our own sort of campaigns. Okay, and marketing ourselves. Okay, that's a third thing. Like for example, events where we are getting direct advertisers and stuff like that.
Why did you get acquired? Why not just look at how InMobi's become a unicorn?
Okay, yeah. So see, it's like a lot of parameters while you are actually evaluating this kind of a deal. We had like 3 offers in our hand, and 2 were from Europe and 1 is from US. And so of course there are multiple parameters or multiple reasons for this. Okay, first is that, as I said, it looks like it is a brilliant revenue based business. Okay, but sustainability in this kind of a business for a long term demands a lot of funds in place. Second thing is that heavy technology investment, because resources cost is also very high, server cost is very high. Okay, and you need to you need to compete with the global players. Okay, so it's a lot of effort will go over there. The second thing is that the kind of a scale which we want to take this up. Okay, we were cannot, we that's where we are actually, I'll say, we are struggling on that. Okay, we were trying our level best to go to across geographies, like for example, right from Australia, ANZ region to MENA region and stuff like that. Okay, so we couldn't able to scale up to that level in itself. Okay, because I think so resource funds, a lot of things, and the competition. Okay, which is also giving us a lot of challenges. And so that's the reason we found a fantastic, you can say, relationship with Uplift kind of company, who are in the same business, but they do not have a technology kind of a thing in place. So at that time, Uplift was a purely a media buying company. So they were buying media from various platforms, and and Bitstock was one of them. So they love our product. They love the kind of algorithms and the kind of RTP based platform we have created. They were in love with that. Okay, and they were looking out for a company with whom they can acquire and have a hands-on platform and a hands-on team who can actually scale this up at a global level. And they had really deep relationship with a lot of advertisers at a global level. So we found this the perfect match, and that's a time we had, like, two more. As I said, we are in discussion with two more companies, which I'm not naming them. But yeah, so Uplift was the one with whom we shared the vision, and I think so they took it well because it was complementing to each other. They were a media guys, okay, and we are a technology guys, okay. So that's how the marriage happened, and it clicked on 2016, and so Uplift was a subsidiary company of Hitfox Group, which Hitfox has more than 8 companies, and Uplift was one of them. So we had an acquisition, and yeah, so that was a pretty interesting one.
Again, after acquisition, you moved on to be in a big setup.
Yeah, I was, like, there for close to 6 months, and I made all the transitions and everything, and then I moved out. In fact, like one by one, all the founders have moved out from Uplift, and so I was the first one. And I moved out and started WhatsApp Pro. So that was my next venture. WhatsApp Pro was primarily a mobile application to create status and stories for various social media and chat messenger platforms. So if you remember, WhatsApp, around 3 years back, 3 to 4 years back, WhatsApp had launched a concept of status. Okay, and it gained a huge momentum, in the engagement side of it on WhatsApp as a platform. But the issue was with WhatsApp at that time was that you couldn't able to upload a video of more than 30 seconds as a length. So suppose कर लीजिए आपके पास 1 मिनट का वीडियो है, तो you cannot upload it on WhatsApp, and it problem looks very small, but when it comes to the WhatsApp ecosystem, okay, the problem we are talking about is a problem of more than 300 million people. Okay, and that's a huge business opportunity. Okay, so we created a solution of that. Okay, and Akshay, the interesting part is that in organically, without till the time we exit from that, okay, uh, we have not spent, our cost per acquisition was zero, literally zero. Okay, and there are two reasons, of course. I'm having a heavy experience into this digital marketing, how to scale up. Okay, but on the likewise side, even there is a people who are actually looking out for this kind of a solution. Okay, and within no time, organically, we have crossed 1 million downloads on Play Store. Okay, without spending zero marketing budget. Every day we are getting, means companies are spending heavy money for that. We are getting like more than 1,000 to 1,500 downloads organically.
And this was a paid app or like a freemium?
Okay, so we have started with it was a free at the beginning. Okay, because of course we want people to use this app as much as possible. We want to build a very heavy utility app, and so we did that, and then later we changed it into a freemium model. Okay, and that's a thing which we did. We had a huge traffic from South America, South America was our key, in fact, bigger than India. Okay, it's that big. People were really building very interesting status and stories because we were into both audio and video, both side of it, and people were building a fantastic content. And later, in fact, we launched a wall also, where people are sharing those content which other guy can make there as a status or a story. And the interesting piece is that every day we process more than 12,000 videos and more than 8,000 audio files. So collectively, close to 20,000 files every day our product is processing.
So the product would take this audio and video and optimize it to be the right size for a WhatsApp status. That was essentially the product.
Absolutely right. And as I said, WhatsApp status was the beginning. Then Instagram launched a story, YouTube launched stories, LinkedIn launched stories, Facebook did that. Then to then it happened everywhere.
So then a user could upload one video and then convert it for all the platforms through the app instead of manually converting and all that. Upload would also happen through that.
Yes.
So you had like a API integration with all these platforms, so they could directly upload.
So we did that, and like huge means like we started from video, then we launched audio, and everywhere we are getting like a huge success because it's a requirement, okay, by a huge amount of people.
But audio standalone कहाँ upload करते हैं लोग?
फोटो के साथ audio, as about to say, because we had created certain templates also later. Okay, हम लोगों ने templates, paid and free templates launch कर देते, so you can upload your photograph, you can upload your audio along with that.
And what was the pricing for it like?
Very cheap, like right, it starts from 1 rupee to 5 rupee kind of a thing. 5 rupee, that too we are talking about a customized templates and customized features. No, we have like certain features only we made it paid. 60-70% features are free. For certain features, like for example, people are talking about certain templates, okay, customized templates. People are talking about, okay, can I add this platform also onto it, and stuff like that. Okay, we have ask people to pay the money in itself, and that's how we are generating revenue. Along with advertisement is another mode of you can say revenue side of it, and we had like a decent amount of success over there in itself.
How much revenue were you generating there, like by the time you exited?
By the time we exited, the revenue was decent size. Okay, means it was again like because we are also growing at the time. We are not spending any money on the marketing side, so it was like close to $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay, kind of a thing which we are like start generating over there in itself. Okay, in fact, idea is to actually go a little bit more than that. Okay, but yeah, that's that by that time we were like about to get closed down or like got acquired and things like that.
So, and why the acquisition?
That acquisition is again like I'll tell you the main reason, and that is one of the main reason why I started Degpeg. Okay, as a publisher, I found it is very struggling at the beginning of the journey. Okay, like for first 1 or 2 years, okay, of your time, you're actually struggling to make revenue out of it. Okay, at least 2 years, I'll say, for them to reach out to a survival revenue. Okay, a revenue on which they can survive at least. Okay, that in itself is a long time. Okay, you need to have like 2 to at least 3 years of time, and that too you need to continuously putting your efforts from keep on promoting. Okay, and burning all your midnight oil and putting out a lot of stuff. Okay, and then make a revenue out of it. Okay, so it's a huge time frame. Okay, and as I said, you need to every day you need to work on it. Okay, so I think so that is one of the challenges which we guys are facing.
But that is not a challenge you were facing, na? Well, maybe your audience would have been facing that, but as a business, you were not publishing content.
Yeah, right. But again, the same thing comes, okay, that we are having a heavy server cost because we are every day we are processing like 30,000, 20,000, 25,000 files, okay, and we are keeping it on wall. To host those walls is a heavy stuff, okay, and so we were actually like and the amount of money which we guys are spending over there, okay, and thank God we have like GCP credits along with us, okay, and that's the reason we are like saved a lot of money on the server side of it. If we do not have a GCP kind of a credits, okay, we could have like even fall much before than that in itself. Okay, So that is the thing which I'm saying. Okay, that as a publisher we had those struggling times. Okay. Second thing is that you have more copied ideas. Okay, you have more similar apps in the market. Okay, who have funds in their pocket and they are
Well, people could easily copy what you were doing.
they started cracking the things. Okay, they started when technology is I think so technology, this is the challenge with the technology piece. Okay, if you not keep on innovating yourself, okay, a person will going to copy your thing. He's seeing your stats. Okay, App Annie gives you every kind of information about your app in itself. Okay, and they'll copy the idea and let's throw it in the market. Okay, at a free, the things which we are asking for money, people are like getting it for free.
As a standalone app, it was not a scalable business.
Yes, right, absolutely. So those are the reasons for us to exit in that. Okay, that yes, this is like something. And as I said, as a publisher, I realized that thing that to make a money on the this side, it's not impossible, but yes, it's going to take time. Okay, you need to have a good fund size along with you. You need to keep innovating the technology product. Okay, and you need to keep on doing certain things which as you can say, and experimenting on the product side of it, which is a very interesting, you can say, learnings for us. Okay, and that's what I took this up. Okay, I said yeah, this is something which will not going to give us a scalable model. Okay, and that's when we said, okay, let's exit this particular thing. Okay, and go for the next.
What was the next thing that you did then?
Okay, yeah, so then comes Degpeg, which I'm doing right now. Okay, so in fact, we Vosker Pro got funded by Acceler Ventures and SOSV. They were our two key I can say VCs. And so I was a part of SOSV chapter, SOSV cohort, their accelerator program in Taiwan. And so while I was in Taiwan, I saw this thing called Taobao Live. Okay, and I remember somebody was giving information that hey, Taobao did this experiment which actually exploded pretty well. Okay, and as I want to experience that, so I installed Taobao and saw that, and that's when exactly cracked to me. Okay, that this is really an interesting space, and this could be a something which can take to leaps and bounds.
What was Taobao Live?
So Taobao Live is like a live streaming shopping. So you can actually okay, so tele shopping, right?
Yeah.
So what happens? Okay, tele shopping is dying because television is dying. Okay, television, I think so. It's almost converted into a smart TV version. Okay, Fire Stick, Chromecast आने से पूरा वो ecosystem completely change हो गया है. Okay, people wants to watch the content which they love to. Okay, and that is the reason YouTube all of a sudden has gone up to like tenfolds of the revenue and everything. So that's what it is. Okay, that even TV is dying. Okay, so whatever you are seeing it on the tele shopping. Okay, but yeah, tele shopping as a concept is a proven. It's a profitable one. It's a building tons of revenue. Okay, and it is a very a very insightful base for the product or the category for which you are talking about. Okay, now as every person is moving towards the digital platforms, as the content platforms are growing. Okay, and with 4G and 5G in place. Okay, you have a fantastic infrastructure in place so that you can, while walking, you can watch a content. Okay, and all the major platforms, whether you're talking about Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of them went behind live streaming. Okay, so live streaming as a concept is already started again, growing, bringing a fresh dynamic content on these platforms. Okay, which people are actually consuming it every day in itself. And what Taobao did, Taobao launched a live streaming on the shopping side of it. So it is not it is a content, but related to the shopping. So if you like the product, you can click and you can buy the product. Okay, and that's what I love about this. Okay, this is a brilliant way to not only market the product but also to sell the product. So दोनों चीजें एक साथ हो रही हैं. Okay, you are actually watching the product. Okay, and you can click and share the product with your friends and family, okay, on across digital channels, चाहे WhatsApp हुआ, WeChat हुआ, Facebook हुआ, Twitter हुआ, okay. So you can share it with your people, okay, or to your network. And same time, if you like that product, okay, then you can click and buy that product. Absolutely. So this is a very interesting idea. I found it.
There are startups in India doing this. I think Bulbul TV does this.
Okay, so here comes the thing. Okay, so first thing is that Bulbul doesn't do a live streaming. It's a pre-recorded one. So this is a matlab मैं इतने times of now I'm like, so I'm actually explaining everyone that this is a shot. Okay, we are not in that business. Okay, we are in the our platform has that capability. Okay, but yes, we are giving the power of live streaming so that we can give you a freshly brewed content, okay, in real time, and we can churn out conversions in real time in itself. So you don't need to क्या होता है ना प्रॉब्लम के कंटेंट के बिजनेस में, जैसे यूट्यूब है, अगर आप यूट्यूब के नाउ यूट्यूब इज लाइक प्रॉफिटेबल, ओके, बिकॉज बट एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ कपल ऑफ नॉट कपल ऑफ इन फैक्ट 5 to 8 years might be, they burnt a huge money on server side of it. Okay, because to host every content piece, that to video, okay, is a very heavy business. Okay, so because it's Google, okay, they can afford to do that. Okay, but a regular guy, okay, or any guy, okay, cannot able to afford to do that. And that is the reason, अगर आपने देखा हो तो WhatsApp status, WhatsApp actually made this interest, because I was in that business. So they made this interesting change कि आपका status 24 hours तक ही रहेगा. Okay, because they do not want to hit the server cost onto their head.
Snapchat का भी यही reason था क्या? Snapchat had that disappearing stories and messages.
Yeah. So it's a heavy hosting cost.
Like वो मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी टाइप्स, मतलब the constraint became a feature.
नहीं, मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी नहीं, इसका ये है कि necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, because इससे advantage क्या हो गया कि now retention of a user बढ़ गया. ओके, अब क्या है कि अब मैं रोज व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस पे जाता हूँ क्योंकि हर दिन वहां नया कुछ है, तो रिटेंशन बढ़ गया. तो दिस इज एक्चुअली फॉल्स इन द, मतलब उनके लिए तो ये ना बेनिफिट ही बेनिफिट है. एक तो मेरा सर्वर कॉस्ट कम हो गया, ओके, और दूसरा मेरा यूजर और ज्यादा रिटेन होने लग गया, क्योंकि अब उसको आज भी देखना है स्टेटस और कल भी देखना है, क्योंकि कल उसको कुछ अलग दिखेगा, परसों कुछ अलग दिखेगा, फिर उसके अगले दिन कुछ अलग दिखेगा.
So you are also not hosting, जो live cast है वो live cast है, उसके आगे फिर वो accessible नहीं है.
This is an interesting thing, okay, and that's where we guys are said, okay, यार ये looks very lucrative because it is having a lot of benefits. पहला, of course, you can do a live broadcast, so it's a impulse buying or surprising element always going to be there. कि यार ये क्या launch करने वाले हैं, क्या दिखाने वाले हैं, okay, and एक sense of fear भी है.
Yeah, वो FOMO, वो fear of missing out.
FOMO, absolutely, fear of missing out, right? तो वहां पे क्या है कि बंदे को क्या है कि ये 30 मिनट की विंडो है इसके पास, या 15 मिनट की विंडो है इसके पास, जो करना है. जैसे टेली शॉपिंग वर्क्स ऑन दिस एंटायर आइडिया. टेली शॉपिंग अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये बोलते हैं कि भाई 15 मिनट है, 10 पीस रह गए हैं, फिर वो 5 मिनट बोलते हैं कि 8 पीस रह गए हैं, प्लेस एन ऑर्डर. एक्चुअली इट वर्क्स. ओके, मैं होम शॉप 18 के एक्स सीईओ के साथ बात कर रहा था, एंड ही सेड बॉस, ये इट इज नॉट, मतलब it's a data proven business, okay, and this exactly works, okay, and plus he was saying कि ये सब bullish नहीं है, मतलब it's not like fake, okay, it's a real thing, okay. My customer sales center, okay, he was telling me कि अगर पीछे से ब्रांड कई बार मेरे को बोलता है कि बॉस एक काम करो, मैं 10 यूनिट और भेज रहा हूँ या 100 यूनिट और भेज रहा हूँ, तुम बढ़ाओ, ओके. तो वो बोलता है कि सेंस ऑफ अर्जेंसी इतना ज्यादा रहता है, ऐसे ऑफर्स हम लोग देते हैं ऑन द रोल कि करेंगे कि बंदा जो है उसको वो डिफर कर ही नहीं सकता, okay, because they know अगर उसने डिफर किया तो somebody else will take this opportunity and he'll and the lose, because ये वापस से ब्रॉडकास्ट नहीं होगा.
ये ability to offer such a great deal for a limited time at large numbers only lies with bigger brands, ना? मतलब how can small creators capitalize on this?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, this is a beginning. We are at the beginning of this entirely a new vertical. जैसे जब टेली शॉपिंग स्टार्ट हुआ था, ओके, वी आर एट दैट एज इन इटसेल्फ नाउ फॉर लाइव शॉपिंग, ओके, एंड इट विल गोना ग्रो, ओके. अभी तो हम एस्टेब्लिश ही कर रहे हैं कई सारी चीजें, ओके, एंड आई थिंक सो द मैच्योरिटी विल गोना कम इन कमिंग ईयर्स, ओके, व्हेन वी विल नो, ओके, that yes, this is the kind of a thing which you're going to give it to the people. They will going to see, okay, and then they're going to place. तो अभी तो पहले तो हम एजुकेट ही कर रहे हैं लोगों को, ओके यार ये चीज, क्योंकि कल तक तो वो टेली शॉपिंग भी करते थे जहाँ पे फोन करना पड़ता था उनको, ओके। अब उनको ये एजुकेट करें कि भैया तुम्हें फोन भी नहीं करना है, ये नीचे एक कॉल टू एक्शन बटन है, click on it and buy now. Okay, we will take you to the cart. You add it into the cart, or you take it to the payment checkout page, and you can buy the product. Okay, so at the age or the time where we are in, okay, I'll say यहाँ से करीबन 1 साल और लगेगा. Okay, when we're going to start saying, hey darling, you know this thing. Okay, it means we'll start taking this to the time which exactly China is doing it up.
चाइना में क्या होता है, मतलब what kind of products are sold through this and
anything and everything. Now Taobao has completely changed. Okay, so I'll tell you पूरा साउथ ईस्ट एशिया का स्ट्रक्चर बताता हूँ मैं आज की तारीख में. एंड साउथ ईस्ट एशिया में सारे मार्केट प्लेसेस गोइंग बिहाइंड लाइव मार्केट प्लेस. ओके, एवरी गाय, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट Lazada, Shopee, Tokopedia, Taobao, every guy changed their business model to live marketplace. Even just to give you heads up, okay, Amazon launched live in North America on their own marketplace. Okay, we did an integration with them. Okay, and that is an interesting thing which is happening. Okay, and Pinterest has recently launched live shopping for the creators. Okay, so overall, this entire thing, okay, is actually like bursting out. Okay, because they can see a huge monetization model into it other than advertisement.
And इसमें जो creator of video है, he is also the manufacturer or the brand, or he is just an influencer who's been paid by a brand to sell?
दोनों मॉडल्स पॉसिबल हैं इसके अंदर. Okay, दोनों मॉडल्स पॉसिबल हैं. सपोज you are a very fantastic storyteller. Okay, then you can actually come, okay, and you can sell your product. And if you think you are not a very good storyteller or do not have a domain expertise along with you, okay, then definitely what you can do, you need to hire an influencer, okay, who can actually does the broadcast for you. But actually Degpeg की power इससे कहीं बड़ी है.
What is Degpeg? So tell me that.
This is the live streaming shopping thing which I told you, which is happening across the globe in itself. So what we have created an infrastructure of live commerce. Okay? हमने ये बोला कि यार अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, ओके, तो बहुत सिंपल सा प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है. ओके, अगर ये आपका जो हम ब्रॉडकास्ट अभी रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, ओके, अगर मैं इसको लाइव पे एट वन टाइम फेसबुक, ट्विटर एंड योर ओन वेबसाइट और योर ओन मोबाइल ऐप, इन सब पे मैं करना चाहता हूँ, ओके, तो कैन यू एबल डू दैट?
एंड फेसबुक का अपना प्लेटफॉर्म है, आप फेसबुक पे करोगे तो फिर इंस्टा पे नहीं कर पाओगे, या लिंक्डइन का अपना प्लेटफॉर्म है, लिंक्डइन पे करोगे तो दूसरे पे नहीं कर पाओगे.
राइट. तो वी हैव सॉल्व्ड दिस प्रॉब्लम. ओके, वी हैव सॉल्व्ड दिस प्रॉब्लम विद द मल्टी स्ट्रीमिंग पार्ट ऑफ इट. ओके, दैट इज द वन थिंग व्हिच वी डिड. ओके, सेकंड थिंग इज दैट वी हैव गिवन द पावर. अब जैसे आज आपको लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग करनी है, ओके, आप सपोज यू हैव अ ब्लॉग, ओके, एंड यू वांट टू डू अ लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग ऑन योर ओन ब्लॉग इन इटसेल्फ, कैसे कर सकते हैं आप?
There might be some software, I guess. I'll search for software. I'll Google it.
So that's the reason we are here. Okay. First, हम लोग क्या करते हैं? We will going to deploy the live streaming or live shopping capability on your own digital assets, and then we will going to connect same time to all the social and marketplace platforms.
Will you also give the buy now, call to action, and all that?
और ये मैं इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताता हूँ आपको. हमारे कॉल टू एक्शन बटन्स बहुत कस्टमाइज्ड हैं. जैसे आप, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वी यू एंड मी इज डूइंग दिस ब्रॉडकास्ट, ओके, एंड आई एम जस्ट सेइंग, ओके, सपोज यू आर अ कंटेंट क्रिएटर, ओके, आपका कुछ ऑब्जेक्टिव होगा इसके पीछे. आई एम श्योर देयर इज एन ऑब्जेक्टिव, लाइक यू सेड यू हैव अ लिंक्डइन विद दिस मेनी फॉलोअर्स, ओके, एंड टुमारो you want to convert them into something, okay, direct or indirect sales, whatever, okay, you want them to say purchase your course, okay, or you want them to purchase your say headphone which you are wearing, okay, or you want to purchase them or you want to them to download your app, okay. So it could be any kind of objective, and that particular objective is call to action. So you can tell them to fill a survey, you can tell them to click and download the app, you can tell them to click and buy now, okay. So all things are very much possible on our platforms.
So it's almost like how you can embed a YouTube video, same way you can embed like a live stream video with a call to action on your own blog, or you can directly broadcast on Facebook. And so if you directly broadcast on Facebook, तो वहाँ पे भी call to action आता है.
Okay, so Facebook may, it's like, they are only allowing us to broadcast the video player, okay, or the video we can able to broadcast. Anything which goes inside that we can control, okay. Nothing as an external we can do that, okay. So that is where we guys are doing it up, okay. But क्या होता है advantage, okay, as it's a live streaming, okay, and as I said, you already have for example, you have a huge community on LinkedIn, okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question: how you can monetize that? Okay, and that's where our call to action things, okay, will going to play a critical role in monetizing your communities in itself. Okay, in fact, for your listeners, this is one more thing which you guys are trying it out. We are trying it out the Telegram live streaming also.
Telegram has that option, like to live stream.
Telegram has recently started doing that. Okay, this is a kind of a news for for your users. Okay, and we are doing the open API integrations. तो हम लोग के साथ advantage ये कि if you want to do it, तो हम लोग we are a very technology guys. Okay, we are giving you the ready-made solution, a SaaS-based one. Okay, for you to do the thing in itself.
So essentially, this is a tool set for content creators, specifically video content creators, to monetize their following.
This is meant for two kind of a people. One is content creator, and second is all the e-commerce or retailers who wants to, who want to do the live stream, who want to touch the live streaming shopping in real time in itself, or who want to test the live streaming shopping without spending money on the technology side of it. Because again, as I said, it's a very niche thing on its own.
But India में अभी कोई platform है जहाँ पे brands can like make use of this?
Okay, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग थोड़ा सा upper hand again है. Okay, where the time we started thinking about this idea. Not only in India, across globe, there are a couple of platforms only who does that. Okay, that's it. Yeah, no, but Taobao is not the right use case. Okay, because Taobao is again okay. So Taobao is again they are doing it for their own sellers. Okay, जैसे Flipkart है for example. तो Flipkart अपने ही sellers को देगा power. Okay. Vis-a-vis हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि सबसे connect हो आप. Why you want to only sell on Taobao? Okay. Why not you sell on Shopee? Why not you sell on Tokopedia? Why not sell on Facebook? Why not sell on Instagram? Because you have communities everywhere. Okay. And it's a brilliant tool to monetize on top of a community. And anyway, okay, monetization could be any form. Okay, monetization could be filling the survey. Monetization could be download an app. Monetization could be people to to experience your product, okay, or experience your broadcast. Even that kind of a monetization. It could be anything, okay, which is defined by you, okay, which is like हमारे admin को आप पूरी तरीके से we give an access, okay, of our admin where you can write down all your call to action, upload your own call to action with your own brands in place. Even suppose कल को आपका कोई customer care है, okay, like in tele shopping it happens, okay, you ask people to call on this particular number, that is also very much possible.
I believe there's this Jaldi Live which was offering something like this, no? I don't know if it's still around. This was Raj Kundra's company, but they are like building demand and telling people that come and use our app to sell, like Taobao basically.
Yeah, right. So there are two kind of people in this business. One is okay. So we are in the business like a Shopify of this business. We are the infrastructure providers. So we are in the Shopify business. There are people who are in the Flipkart business. Okay, Flipkart is building the demand. Okay, so we guys are in the pure infrastructure business at this moment.
Do you plan to also build demand?
Yeah, the things are coming to us because we in just तो हम लोगों ने जून में लॉन्च किया था ये प्रोडक्ट ऑफिशियली. Okay, last October से हम लोगों ने इस पे काम चालू करा था, and we have cracked a fantastic enterprise partnerships at a global level. We have a client like Wow Skincare India and US, Xiaomi, okay, kind of a clients we do have in India and Southeast Asia. We are in deep discussion with a lot of big brands, okay, and as I said, they love this idea of multi-streaming because they know they can reap in everyone at one shot in itself. And they can have a fantastic. So our tool is very famous for engagement, retention, and revenue. We are not an acquisition guys. We are saying that you already have an existing traffic, so let's make more revenue out of it. So that's our power.
What is your pricing like?
So our pricing has two models. One is an enterprise one, and another is a content creator one. Okay, for content creator, we are charging at this moment is $60 per user per month, and for this enterprise, we are charging like $350 per user per month for first 6 months. And after 6 months, based on 3-4 parameters, we come out with a streaming fee, which is going to be a flat fee. So whichever is higher, $350 or streaming fee, whichever is higher, that is going to be available over there.
This was The Spotlight, presented by The Podium. To listen to more such interesting conversations, log on to thepodium.in.